Hello everybody and welcome to a little track guide to Autumn Ring, which is going to be the next round of the Cappuccino Trophy League at vrroom.org. It's going to be run this Sunday coming. Trying to figure out what date that is. Actually, I haven't got my date with me. I think it's the 9th or the 10th of this month. My name is Dave Higgins. For those of you who have not watched my YouTube channel before, it's just sort of commentary and video tutorials on all kinds of aspects of racing games, specifically concentrating at the moment on Gran Turismo for reasons of doing the GT Academy 2013. For those of you who don't know, the 2013 GT Academy will be coming out in July, and it will be on a download for on the PlayStation 3 for Gran Turismo 6. So you need to do the download for that before you can then take part in the Academy, which should be good fun this year. I'm going to do a little track guide because I haven't done one for ages. It's on one of the original circuits for Gran Turismo 5, as you can see, which is Autumn Ring. The track length is 1.83 miles, the longest straight is 0.26 miles, and there's an elevation difference, which means a height gain and a loss of 89.4 feet, so there is quite some big climbs in here. Now, if you look at my times on the right, you'll see in second place there in March, when I was running by myself rather than in a team, because I'm now in Team Rosso Racing with JB, as you all know, or may not know. I could only manage 128.822. Now that time has come down. I've just had a quick run round now, and with all the things that I've learnt and all the additional aero packages and different car setups, I've now got the time down to 124.774. So I've basically shaved just over 4 seconds off my time. It's just by looking at circuits and just by improving my driving style and also getting more used to racing the Cappuccinos. So, you can do the same thing. You can go out there and practice and change things and tweak things and analyse what you're doing. And you can shave down your time. So in the space of 3 months, I've got 4 seconds down. And I didn't really have to push for it. And to be honest, a 124.774, I've no idea how quick it is. It's probably there or thereabouts, but by no means am I professing to be the fastest person round here. It's just merely to show you what you can do if you've got the time. So I did record 6 laps here. The last one is my fastest. So we'll just I'll put the mute back on. Oh, that's a bit loud. And if we start the replay, it should be from the outside, which it is. A trifle too loud, I think, though, so I'll turn that down a little bit. So it's a fun circuit, very difficult to race on, this one, because, again, you need supreme consistency, but also the cars are just on top of each other, they can't really get away. If I just pause it there just to bring all the telemetry on. I race for Team Rosso Racing. I'm number 2 driver, as you can see. JB's number 1. And I just thought I'd put a few laps in. The curbs here are quite low, so don't worry too much about the curbs. There's not much in terms of anchor points or any curbs that will actually spit you off or kick you off circuit, so you can use a lot of curb, and I try to recommend that people maybe do that, just clip them a little bit, because it's absolutely fine at this circuit. Most of the corners are on camber, so they offer a fair amount of grip. They really push the car in when you're cornering, and one corner flows into the other. So what is crucial at Autumn Ring is that you choose and pick your lines. Now this is one thing I'm going to pick up on when I go through a lap with you. I will go on board with my final lap, which was lap 6, so we'll stick with it just for 6 laps, or I might just skip ahead, actually, to be honest with you. I think lap 3 was a reasonable lap, so what I'll do is I'll go on lap 3 and I'll flick to coming on board shot for lap 3 in a moment. The first corner is a tricky corner there. You can see I took far too much grass. There's ample opportunities for trail braking here as well, so for those of you who perhaps don't know what that is, that's when you are braking while steering into a corner. The brake pressure to start with should be extremely heavy. Not too heavy, of course, because we don't have ABS, but it should be extremely heavy. Then as you start to steer in, start to reduce the brake pressure, start to come off the brake pressure. Now what that does is that pitches the car forward and it shoves the weight of the car onto the front tyres, and it gives those front tyres a little bit more bite into the tarmac. If you overdo it, of course, you'll end up spinning the car out. But if you just enough and then just back the gas off enough, the brake off enough, the tyres will bite and steer, because you don't want to ask too much of the front tyres. So trail braking is a tricky technique, but if you get it right and you work on it, it makes you so much quicker because it gives you a lot more front end grip. Now let's go on board in the Cappuccino. So this is the back section of the circuit that we're going into now, and I'm going to try to talk you through each corner as I see it. So I am going to keep pausing like that. Now this is the start-finish straight. Now it's important to keep the car as straight as possible here, and you'll see me head over to the barriers on the left hand side, because if you're steering whilst you're accelerating, that scrubs speed off. Okay, so you keep the tyres as straight as possible and head far out to the left. So we're starting a lap. Now the first corner, the braking point is there, which is not that far out, to be fair. There's nothing really visually that you can pick up on that I've seen. It's just a kind of a gut feeling as to when to brake. Now you'll see that my brake pressure immediately, there, I've just paused it and moved it along. You can see my brake pressure, the red bar at the bottom next to the flickering 2 is full. Now as I steer in, it's important to be as far out to the left as possible, and then as you steer in to the right, you need to apex the centre of the corner, and you'll do that by steering and then gradually releasing the pressure off the brakes. So watch the brake pressure released, and at the point I'm starting to steer, the brake pressure is released. A little dab on the brakes there just to kick it back in again, just to give it that bit more of a trail brake into the corner, and then release the brakes, exit and apex out to the left. Now this next corner here, you need to enter it as far out to the right as possible, and then you can swing it in. Now this next corner on the left is crucial for the next 2 or 3 corners, and you'll see why in a moment. So stay as far out to the right, then flick it in early to the left. Apex here, you have to apex this corner, because if you don't, you won't have a good line through the next 2 corners, which, as you can see ahead of you, is a right-left flick. So here's the right flick over the curb, the left flick over the curb, and it's crucial to stay on the inside of the circuit to the left here so that you get best apex speed through the next section. So I'll clip that apex there, and then here, you can't see it, in fact, there you can kind of see the corner on the right. You've got to keep as far out to the left as possible, back off the gas early and steer in early to get a good foot down and an exit speed. This corner is all about exit speed. So clip the corner, then exit speed. So that's a crucial little complex. Now here, this is the downhill section, and you can't see the corner. It's a blind hairpin to the right. Stay as far to the left as you possibly can, and again, trail brake in. The back may step out a little bit, but you can control that with a bit of steering to the left, a bit of corrective steering. So I'll stop me at the braking point, which is there. So it's quite close again, it's quite close. You can see the apex on the right. Now I'm going to head for that, but I'm going to steer and start to reduce the brake pressure at the same time. It all happens very quickly, but watch the red bar as I steer. And there's the apex. So as I was starting to steer, I was reducing the brake pressure, doing a little bit of trail braking, and it's made the apex beautifully, even if I do say so myself. Now the car's going to drift naturally, because from now you can boot it basically, you can put your foot down. I'm going to drift naturally out the corner, unwinding the steering as I put the throttle down or the gas pedal down. And then I'll end up on the left hand side of the circuit. There, left hand side of the circuit. Now I have to head to the right hand side immediately for the next left hand corner. So I'll be out here, and I've gone off the gas. I haven't hit the brakes, or I have hit the brakes actually, just a little bit. Not by much, but I'm steering in. And actually I've used hardly any brake going around there at all, so that's all about line. Now this corner, just try and keep the car as straight as possible. And the next corner, as you can see, is a left-hander hairpin again. So I'm going to be as far out to the right as possible, and you can kind of see where the other guys have gone around, where the tarmac's a little bit worn. I'm going to follow that line and try and apex if I can. It's actually a circle you can see on the map. So as we go in, the braking point is there. So quite a lot of brake, and as I'm steering in, I'm going to reduce the brake pressure to make the apex. There. And then now, as you're accelerating around this corner, from about here you can put your foot down. Now if the back steps out, that's because they're spinning up the rear tyres. There's a tendency, I've noticed, for that to happen on this corner. Quite why, I don't know, because it's an on-camber corner. You can see it slopes away from the right to the left. So it's kind of, you're on a bit of a hill with the dip being on the left. Now, if you do get that little bit of wheel spin, just knock it up a gear to 4th, and that'll give you slightly more traction. It won't affect your speed that much, but it'll stop the wheel spin and it'll keep you in. So straightening the wheel up as you accelerate. Now the next corner is crucial. It's a left-right little flick, important to apex both, so I'm going to steer in early. There's your first apex, there's your second apex. Now here, when I've already done it, I've dropped down a gear just to give myself that little bit of engine braking and bite, almost a similar effect as trail braking, into the right-hand corner. And there's the right-hand clip of the apex, and then back out. Now here, I think it's just a tiny flick on the brake, back off, and maybe drop it down a gear, maybe, as you're steering early. Now the point of turn is about there. Clip the apex out to the left, and then try to keep the car as straight as possible as you go up this section. So we'll go for a flying lap on lap 6. Oops, hang on, 5 and 6. Okay, so here we are, braking point, trail braking and steering, wide out to the left and tight into the right. There's the apex, accelerate out to the right, swing back into the left, clip apex. So it's gas, gas, feather the gas, clip apex, off the gas, back on the gas, clip apex, back off, gentle brake, steer into the left, clip apex, gas, 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 all the way out to the left. Stay to the left, stay to the left. So brake, 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 off brake, steer in, clip apex, a little bit of counter steering, now gas, 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 keep to the right, steer into the left, back off the gas, apex, and gas, 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 all the way down the hill. Clip apex on the left, keep the wheels as straight as possible, stay as far to the right as possible, follow the dark tarmac. So brake, 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 down 2 gears, clip apex, and gas, 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 up a gear if you get wheel spin, gas, 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 up the hill, keep to the right, and then gentle back off as you clip first apex to second apex, knock it down a gear, engine brake into the corner, gas, 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 all the way down, stay left, off the gas, gentle brake, apex, gas, 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 and just keep on the power, keep the wheels straight, let the car naturally drift to the left. And that's one flying lap of Autumn Ring as I see it. Well, I don't profess to be an expert, guys, but I hope that helps some of you in terms of lines or how to tackle this circuit. So I've been Dave Higgins, thanks very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed that. See you later.